Hey everybody, Nova here. Welcome back to the back nine of the first round of the 2021 Midwest Amateur Championships. After 9, Allie Smith holds the lead at 1 under, followed by Steph Olison and Tina Beach. Tina Beach is shown here, showing off some disc spinning skills. She brings a big energy to the card. Here's Anna Hare showing us the horns. She has won the 2018 PDGA Am World's Edge Skill Shot, which means she must be a versatile player. Steph Olison here, rated 847, pops off and throws a 900 rated round at least once a tournament, so don't sleep on her. Next up, Allie Smith, rated 891, the highest of our players, throws a wicked forehand, and a month ago at the Heritage Hills tournament, she beat 3 pros, including me. And here's Amanda Wing, who comes to us from the sport of ultimate and bags oversized discs like the Nova Condor and the Zephyr.
Yeah. Yes.
Allie Smith showing that forehand on hole 10, a 609-foot par 4. Next up, Anna Hare lining up crossways on the tee pad. She's going to try to shoot that gap and get out into the open fairway on the right-hand side and then play to the basket from there. A valid play. Does not beat those trees, but it is in the open on the right.
Practice that better.
Steph Olison eyeballing that same line. Oh, and that's going on a flex.
Smash. Come back.
And going, and going, and that's pretty far out there, cutting the hole in half. Tina Beach going up the middle with the left-hand backhand. A little bit of a late release, but it avoided the OB road to the left, and she should be at the base of that ridge on the left-hand side. And here's Amanda Wing lining up a G-Star, I think, Sidewinder? Maybe a Roadrunner. One of the two understable speed 9s.
Wow.
With that nose up, downward throw that gets the air bounce. That is her style. Here's the result of Anna's drive. You can see the basket in the distance, and that's going to make things hard. That is a long way to go for par. This is a par 4, remember. Basket is about 50 feet past that V-shaped tree.
There it is. Great shot.
Here's Tina Beach from down by the road on the left. Towering Anheuser. Catches the tree, and that should be up top. Here's Steph Olison after her smash off to the right. Looking to cut this hole down to size. And after Amanda's good drive up the middle, this is where she is. And beat that tree. We'll see if she's got a good stance. There's Allie's second, a little high and right. Should be able to get up and down for par from there. There's Amanda, you can see. She's not tiny, that disc is big. That's either a Zephyr or a Condor for this upshot. And floats it right into the circle for a tap-in. That should be a stress-free par. This is Tina's third. Goes a little long, but the wind is coming from that direction, so should be an easy tailwind putt. We'll see. Anna's fourth, down the hill to the left. It's going to be a tough putt for bogey. And Steph says, I want to try that putt too. Allie Smith lining up.
Good shot.
And does not get the birdie. There's Anna Hare just inside the circle for bogey, cans it. Tina lining up from a similar distance with the par save, walking that in. Steph, also big putt for par. putting so far on this card on the back nine. Amanda taps in the stress-free par. And Allie cleans up her par as well. Alright, moving on to hole 11, 385, which is a little bit of a crush for advanced. That tree with the ribbon is a Mando. Players must pass to the left-hand side of it. Steph's drive catches that headwind, and it looks like it's blown back, and it's gone on the wrong side of the Mando. She'll be advancing to the drop zone, and it's not a generous drop zone.
There you go.
From the drop zone, the play is for bogey.
Great. Went very far.
Here's Amanda really showing that downward throw that just glides and glides.
In the air for so long. Yeah.
And it goes with a slightly more overstable disc. Goes first left, then right, then left again on the full flex flight. Here's Steph from the drop zone, looking to get as close as possible.
Get in the basket.
Oh, that's pretty close. Great shot to hopefully save the bogey. Amanda's second comes up a little short. Hope that's not in the trees on the left. Anna Hare's second. That's fading out, and that's definitely in the trees on the left. Dina coming in with the left-hand backhand. That should nestle pretty close to the basket. And here's Ellie Smith after her drive. And that scoots right in there. Okay. Amanda was not quite in the trees. Gets that under the basket. Should be tap in for the bogey. Here's Tina with the slightly obstructed par look. Not quite. From inside the trees, Anna Hara's lining up. Looks like a turbo. Gives it a good bid, flutters out. She'll be tapping in. Steph comes up short on her bogey save. Holly Smith taps in her stress-free par. And the rest of the players will knock in as well. Yeah, with that par, Allie has gained 1 or 2 strokes on the rest of the field. Okay, let's move on to hole number 12. Hole 12 is 315 feet uphill up this low canopy tunnel. So you've got low canopy, uphill. That's a double whammy. The brush on the left is extremely dense, and if you fight all the way through it, there is an OB road over there. Oh, and Tina gets all of that. Let's see if Amanda's low throw works for her here. She plays the right-hand fairway and cuts the hole in half. Anna's late release cut rolls. It doesn't look like it's next to a tree. She should be able to throw from there. Oh, and that's an unfortunate early release from Steph, and she is in the rough. There's almost nothing that can be done from in there. Yeah, that pitch out is about all that could be done. That is a really dense juniper, sometimes called a red cedar. From a knee, Anna lines up her next shot. Swings it wide, but still out in the fairway. Allie lays up for the stress-free par, as does Amanda. Anna's third gives it a little run and is sat precariously at the edge of the slope. After Tina's smash of a drive, she's got about 75 to go here.
Yep. Great shot.
Gives it a good half go, and that'll be a tap in.
Damn it, dude.
Here's Anna, 20 feet for the bogey,
Good finish, Shanna. Thank you.
and successfully makes the putt to stop the bleeding. Amanda Wing puts in the stress-free par, as does Allie, and as does Tina. With those pars, they'll be picking up strokes on Anna and Steph. Here's hole 13, 606 wide open, just one or two very leafy trees to avoid. There's an OB road to the left that comes into the play after the drive. In past tournaments, this fairway was defined by ropes and was very narrow, but today it's just a big, wide open field with a basket 600 feet away. There's your basket. Go get it. So as long as you don't hit a tree, it's hard to go wrong on this hole.
Yeah.
And off the tee pad, it looks like everybody's just biting off a chunk, making the hole smaller, and we'll see where everybody is for their seconds. Tina is out in the open, looking to hyzer around this tree,
Yes.
and is just past it after catching some leaves.
Wide enough.
Amanda Wing throwing the air bounce shot, and she's going to have a look straight at the basket. Anna releases a little late and catches that tree on the right. Steph, who throws far, and she'll have a look straight down the ridge to the basket. Allie lined this up with a rangefinder, and she is definitely trying to bite off as much of this as possible. Oh, and in her aggression, she turns it over. Can it get back? Spoilers, it can't. That's going to stay OB. Here's Anna's third.
There you go.
That's pin high, maybe 100 feet off to the right of the basket. After clipping that tree, Tina's third settles in the green. She'll have a putt for par.
Get up.
Amanda is a little short. She could have a long putt for par there. Anna finds herself at circle's edge. That's going to be a long putt for bogey, which has been a theme for Anna on this back nine. Tina's play puts her right in the circle. And from the last place in bounds, Allie pitches up. Amanda's disappointed in that putt, not getting that easy par. Allie's off the top. And here's Anna Hare from just inside circle's edge for bogey. And she makes the stress-filled bogey putt look easy. Steph knocks in the straightforward par on this hole. Tina puts in her par as well. Allie drops in her double bogey after the OB. And that's going to give the box to Tina Beach on hole 14, par 4, 509, with a pond at the bottom of this hill, and the basket is perched on the dam on the far side of the pond. Step one is get down the hill and a little bit to the right, and set up for the shot across the pond. That is a smash from Steph. That's going to have a great look across. Amanda plays a little bit more to the right and dodges the trees and finds the clear. Terrific drive. Anna lining up, going across the tee box a little sideways, flexes over with the overstable fairway driver, and it catches that next to last tree. She'll have a decision to make whether to run it or lay up. And Allie's backhand drive, unusual for her, settles down just fine. Anna decides to play par on this hole and lays that up, and it is right at the OB line. Very bold play. Here's Amanda's second, and she's going to opt to play around the pond. Gets good distance that way, doesn't risk the OB. She can still get up and down for par from there. Here's Allie eyeballing her second. Right at the basket. That needs more turn. It doesn't, and she'll be about 65, 70 feet and downhill from the basket. Steph's slightly obstructed second. Gets a good release over to the right, and that hyzers in. That's going to be in the clear and about 70 feet long. Tina's second. That's a good line. It just needs to get up. Oh, and it is inside the painted line, which is OB. There's water and reeds that are painted off as part of the pond. As you can see, Anna is just this side of fair. Her third, looking to get in the circle. That should be close. And from her last place inbounds, oh, Tina puts it OB again. That's a double whammy. The strokes are adding up in a hurry, and her next up shot is deep in the brush on the left. Amanda lays up. She should have a putt for par. There's Tina coming back for her birdie, just off the cage. Allie catches the pole and does not roll away, fortunately. The grass is pretty lush this time of year. Ordinarily, that would have rolled all the way down the hill. Yeah, Tina can just come out and lay up. There's Anna with the long putt. Oh, and just tickles chains. Amanda gives that a go, and it stays up top. And there's the par for Allie Smith. Tina's going to clean up here and try to do better on the next hole. Steph knocks in her par to keep tempo with Allie. And Allie and Steph got the only pars. Everyone else slid back a little. Steph takes the box. And this is a deceptive hole. It's 312 feet, par 3. But it's uphill the whole way with a low ceiling, and almost every day there's a headwind here, including today. It is really hard to get a drive all the way up the hill under that low canopy into a headwind. So for most players, this is going to play like a par hole. Yeah, in advanced and even FPO, the birdie is pretty rare here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anna's second is right up there. She should have a pretty safe putt. Tina's second catches the last tree, and she'll be looking to make a throw in for par. Steph, oh, nearly throws that in right off the top of the cage. Let's take another look. Wind that back for the red hot tip-top replay. Coming in that headwind, dropping just off the top. And does not quite drift backwards into the basket. And that's going to settle in for the easy par. Very exciting par.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hallelujah. Great.
Right. The rest of the field finishes their up shots. You can hear that wind now. This basket is particularly exposed, so it's important to be as close to this basket as possible because it's very windy and it's a Mach 3 basket, and that's a double whammy. Amanda puts in her tailwind putt right in the heart of the chains for the par. Allie taps in her par. And Steph drops in the easy par after that near throw in. And Anna takes her time lining up the par putt with a little bit of a crosswind. Hole 16. Steph keeps the box, showing us this 465-foot par 3. 465 is a little bit of a stretch for advanced, so par 3 is probably the best that can be done on this hole, barring a throw in.
Yeah.
So step one on this hole is to bite off 250, 300 feet, get out in the open, and get a good look at the basket from somewhere. We'll see in a moment that the basket is on a hillside on that elevated roadway. So it's important to be as close to the steeply pitched green as possible. Again, in spring or autumn, or in a dry summer, there would be tremendous rollaway potential on this green, but this has been a very wet spring and summer, so this grass is lush and grabby, and discs should be sticking up close to the basket where they hit. There's Steph getting circle 2 on the left-hand side after her upshot. Tina throws a high flexing lefty backhand that fights out and finds the bottom of the hill, probably in circle 2 as well. Amanda's second fades out early on the flick and is well outside circle 2 to the right. And a hair lining up, just has one tree to beat. The overstable disc. Oh, looking good till it hit that last jerk branch. Here's Allie from the fairway lining up the forehand. And that should be a stress-free tap in. Amanda makes the safe play and lays up to accept her bogey. Anna gives this a good go. Just a little low and right. She'll be able to drop that in. Here's Steph from basket high on the left. Oh, good run. And she'll have a tailwind comebacker. Tina lining up the left-hand putt. Making minis just past the basket. Amanda raises that putt up high and makes sure it gets into the chains. There's Allie knocking in her par. Everyone else is tapping in bogeys. That'll be a stroke on the field for Allie, stretching her lead to 7 over Steph and the rest of the field by more than that. And with that, she takes the box. Hole 17. Oh, and you do not want to see that on this hole.
Yeah, I'll take it on this 17.
It's a 570-foot par 4. Par is definitely obtainable on this hole. Step 1 is to do this, is to fire a drive low and long and get over this ridge like Steph has done. The hole curves to the left after the drive, so This is a good play from Amanda as well. Anna looking to do the same. That gets a little turned over, and the wind coming from the right just pushes that disc into the ground. Tina lining up with an MVP plasma servo on a flex line. And it looks like it could be a little close to that tree on the left-hand side. After her disastrous first drive, Allie forehands over into more trouble on the left. You need to be out in the open. Anna's second drops just past the final tree. Tina takes the bold play through the low gap and is right in the fairway. Amanda's second. It's got good height. It's got good fade. That's exactly where you want to be on this hole after 2. Well done. Steph's second is low, but it's in the fairway. She'll have a look to get up and down. Allie Smith lining up another forehand. She's got a lot of work to do here. And that is too low, and it gets down in that ravine. Anna's third turns over, and that penetrates deep into the trees. Steph's third, looking to get up and down for par here. That just needs to sit down, and that should be right in the circle. Allie's forehand goes long. Oh, and that is deep into the trees behind the basket. This hole is rapidly getting out of control for her. Meanwhile, after 2, Amanda has a nice clean shot up to the basket. Where will this settle? Settle? Oh, she should have a stress-free par.
Have to go backwards to get
Well
out.
played.
You want me to move your cart?
Yes.
Anna is deep in trouble on this hole. This rough is rough. Looks like she's found a window up high to pitch out.
Yep.
And that's all that could be done from there. And that should stay in the open. She'll have a putt. Here's Allie Smith. Not far from the basket physically, but there are a lot of trees. And she'll just have to pitch out and drop in her double bogey. Steph, from just outside the circle, lining up the par putt. Ow, just a little low. That's a heartbreaker. From a knee, Tina lines up her putt and puts in the par 4. Also taps in the very easy par. This hole is as easy or as hard as you want to make it.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
All right, that's 17 down, 1 to go. Coming up on hole 18 here.
Kabuli.
The Kabuli?
Yeah. Everything that kids do.
Oh, the Kabuli.
What is a kabuli? If you know what a kabuli is, tell me in the comments. With that par, Amanda Wing takes the box on hole 18, 350 feet, and it's a tunnel shot. There's a corridor of trees, very mature tall trees, and you just stay down the middle.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Nice, Annie. Hey, wow, still went forward. 80 more feet. Had so much speed on it. Just cut it.
Nice thing about this hole compared to a lot of heavily wooded tunnel shots is the trees are spaced out, and there are fairways to the left and right of the trees that if you end up to the left or the right, you can still find a way back to the basket. In some layouts, there's an OB line that follows the trees, but not today.
That was awesome.
Here's Allie looking to put this into the circle for her par. It's going to be a little bit of a tester putt. Tina from the left-hand side gets over on this, and that comes back nicely. From over on the right, Steph comes out a little early. That's going to be a tough headwind putt. Also from the right-hand side, Anna's shot works, and she's going to have a long putt. You can see that by the flag that wind is really coming up.
No putts today. 0.
Well, to be fair, that was a hard putt. And Amanda puts in another stress-free par. And Allie with the big putt from Circle's Edge with a little bit of tailwind puts in her par as well. Anna brings in the par. Putting game has been pretty on point on the back nine, I'd say. And Tina sets her par in. And Steph will clean up her bogey, losing one stroke to the field. All right, after round one, Allie Smith holds the lead at 3 over par after a couple of rough holes on the back nine. Amanda Wing and Steph Olesen are in second place tied at 10 over, 7 throws off the lead, followed very closely by Tina Beach. And Anna Hare is 12 throws off the lead at the end of round one. This is a 3-round tournament though, so anything could happen. We'll move on to Cedar Ridge for round two. I hope you come back to watch. I'll see you then. All right, that's a good take. Let's save that.